What's up, weirdo? Shea Tree Surgeon here in the garage with Shay Lisi, making shorts, making TikToks, having fun, working on choppers, doing chopper stuff. Technically, this is a chopper because she did chop off one bolt, but no, it's not a chopper. This used to be a running motorcycle, though. Once upon a time, yeah, Shay Lisi needs that front end over there to mock up her hardtail.
I got a hold of it.
Yeah, exactly. Shay Lisi's gonna take that front end, mock up her hardtail that she's working on, and that leaves this whole frame. This whole frame, a bunch of parts, and she's getting a Springer, so we'll have that. And you know, with a lot of the other parts I have hanging around, I'm real close to having a whole chopper without having to work that hard for it. I think this is working out all right, dude. Build you a chopper, we're getting two for the price of one. Anyway, this has now ceased to be a roller. Since it's not a roller anymore, might as well go the rest of the way, pull off this swing arm and the shocks and the wheel and all that stuff, because if I do use this frame, I am gonna hardtail it. I've already got a nice little pile of treasures over there for my hoard. I'm not a hoarder, I just have a hoard. I had to empty my shelves to make room for more treasures. There's so many treasures on this. We got shocks, we got forward controls, I already got the GMA off the front, it's got a GMA in the rear. Lots and lots of treasures. You know, nobody thinks this stuff is worth any money until you gotta buy a new one. If you don't have it and you gotta buy one, and all of a sudden it's worth money. Cool. Who knows when I might need that? I actually don't know, but I'm gonna keep it anyway. Into the treasure pile they go. Damn treasure. Yes. 53rd. Nice axle.
Ooh, the treasures.
More and more treasures. This is nice. I mean, it's a nice stainless steel axle. It's freaking dope. More and more treasures. More treasures.
Taking my tires too?
I am taking all of the treasures, dude. Who would design a caliper that you had to take the brake rotor off to remove? That's about the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's really stupid. They can stop me from getting the treasures. I will not be denied. These were, I will say, alarmingly loose back here.
Well, I never technically wrote it.
Whew. Oh, so nice of them to leave them loose for me. Very stupid. It's not GMA's fault, it's this wheel. So stupid. You can see someone really tried hard to get it off because the bottom of it's all ate up with them trying to freaking pull it off really hard. All right, another treasure. Excellent. This is a good one. See? This is good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the pile with the rest of it.
That was noxious.
What I just did?
Yeah. Leaving.
Well, that's all. Well, Milwaukee sucks, dude. This fender is not a treasure. Out of my dominion. We're getting close. We're getting real close, boys. It's almost given me all of its treasures. Just so weird. Not that it really matters that much, but it's kind of nice to keep the whole wiring harness together, just in case. Well, boys, we'll go ahead and call that a bare frame. Well, now that I got that shovel head nice and completely disassembled, stripped down to the bare frame, it's time to do one of the last steps on the KLR 650, a motorcycle named Roach. And that's get rid of these dry rotted tires. Man, these things look like I got roaches crawling in them. They're pretty bad. And we got a nice set to replace them. There we go, one down. That's a little dicey. Let's try to do something about that. I'm gonna have to call in backup on this one. Hey, can you come out to the garage, like quick?
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Hang on to the front of the bike, because if I let go back here, it's gonna fall off the lid. Like I almost dropped it off.
How should I hold it?
Just hold it down so it's like it's.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So just hold it right. You got it? Okay, let it go.
Is it good?
Maybe. It's got a piece of wood under it now.
That doesn't look stable at all, Josh. Really doesn't.
You can let go of it.
You don't have anything else.
Perfect. For what? Well, I mean, that's working.
Whatever you want, dude. I'm gonna go inside so I don't have to see it. It scares you. It scares me. What have you done to this bike?
Well, it's got no wheels. I need to take the wheels to the ride factory to get tires put on them. Thanks for coming quick. I was like, how do I get you out here quick without making you think that like I'm dying? All right, complete change of setting. I'm up here at Black Widow because unfortunately it's time to say goodbye to the Stormster. It's time to say goodbye to Velcro Fly. I didn't spend near as much time with this bike as I wanted to, but it's gonna make someone else real happy. This thing absolutely rips. Had to drop it off back here so they can figure out everything over here at Black Widow with this freaking absolutely psychotic bike, man. Congratulations, man. You won a cool bike, but that doesn't mean there's another cool stuff here to ride. I mean, who doesn't like a Street Glide, man? Street Glide Limited, what a cool bike. It's got fishtails. You might be seeing Shade Tree. I mean, what are you doing riding around a Street Glide Limited, man? That's really not your speed. Why would you care about that motorcycle? Well, they always got weird stuff up at Burt's Black Widow, just like they do at Burt's Barracuda, and a Street Glide side hat, that's something I can get behind, man. With all this hubbub about Harley Davidson releasing all these tri-glides and all the trikes and all that stuff, I said, man, I know that a trike has a lot of advantages over a sidecar rig, but when it comes to me, when I look at this, just the classic looks of a sidecar rig, if you need 3 wheels, I just think is so freaking cool, man. And no, I don't think sidecars are gonna make a comeback and replace trikes as like the vehicle of choice if you need a 3rd wheel, but they're still really cool. So I'll be honest with you guys, I've only ridden one other sidecar rig and it was a Ural. Trying to figure out the best way to get on it. Like, do I do the dad step over? It's always so weird to get on anything, either a trike. I've only ridden one other trike, and of course there's no kickstand. I've only ridden one other trike and one other sidecar. But man, I'm just like, why? The trikes are just taking over, and I'm like, man, but sidecars, this is so cool. Always weird. Always weird taking off on something that you're just like, okay, well, this is a used model, dude. This thing's got 60,000 miles on it, dude. Somebody put some miles on this sidecar. If that ain't like a testament to, yes, a sidecar can like actually do some riding, I don't know what is. No tea, no shade on trikes, man, but if I had to go to 3 wheels, I think sidecar is where it's at, baby. You know, if it's not set up right, it probably doesn't handle as good as a trike, but this thing feels like it's set up great, dude. There's that initial, like, kind of wobble back and forth that you're just not used to how one of these rides, because you steer it like a car, not like a motorcycle. But holy moly, dude. It just is so cool. I think it's so much cooler anyway. You know, I'm not trying to, that's gonna make everyone out there on a trike feel bad. There's some awesome trikes, dude. There's an awesome trike right there. But there's just something about a sidecar, baby. There's something about being like rolling out with your freaking dog or your girl in that sidecar that's just so freaking cool, baby. And let me tell you what, you know, old Shade Tree, you know I got that dog in me, all right? So the way I imagine it, I don't even imagine no dog in the sidecar. I'm the dog in this scenario. And if I'm the dog in this scenario, listen up, man. I'm gonna have one of Shade Tree's angels in the sidecar and on the back seat. Double your pleasure, double the fun. If I'm really being honest, that's why old Shade Tree loves him a sidecar, all right? Because when it comes to having fun, 2 is better than 1, all right? As the old saying goes, what would you do with $1 million? 2 girls at the same time, baby. That's also what I do with the sidecar rig, all right? And I might be living in fantasy world. I might be only living in my head, but guess what? In my head, it looks real good. Even though that sidecar is empty right now, it looks real good. You know, man, I've seen a couple trikes that can seat 3. I've seen my men on the trikes getting down, man. And I know the older generation, they start to get bored, dude. They like to swing, man. You go into swingers clubs in the parking lot, you're gonna see more trikes than anything. So I mean, I'm getting older. I'm turning 40 this year. I might be onto something. We'll just stick a couple of pineapples on this sucker like they do in the Easy Company and go to work, baby. Go to town. You know what I'm saying, Daddy? Have a little fun. Do a little experimentation. Get weird, wild, wacky. I'm feeling silly today. Real silly, like real silly. I know that sidecar rigs are definitely like I wouldn't say a thing of the past because this is obviously a new bike, but when it comes to vehicles, the sidecar rig is definitely not as modern as the trike, but I dig it. And the fact that Burt's has a couple, they actually have 3 of them for sale. The fact that Burt's has got a sidecar rig, not 1 sidecar rig, they actually got 3 sidecar rigs for sale. I think that's pretty dang cool. If I was looking for something with 3 wheels, hey baby, it's gonna be something I can put some extra girls on. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Listen up, Daddy. Only at Burt's. I'll tell you, as much fun as it is breaking them Frenchie's laws on the side hack, I'm bringing something else home from Black Widow today. As you guys know, my last Pan America that I was testing out got bought by somebody. But my man Gunner up here at Widow, he's got me covered. All right, back to work on the KLR. Hopefully without knocking it off the lift. Fingers crossed, y'all. Easier than it has any right to be. Alright, when I was throwing this tire in the back of the truck, I did not know that the KLR 650 had a cush drive, so when I threw this wheel in the back of my pickup truck and that thing fell right out, it about freaked me out half to death. I go, holy crap, the sprocket fell off. I've been riding this thing around the whole time. Why a KLR 650 needs a cush drive though is beyond me. Get once more off the lift without crashing and burning. You know, I guess that's one cool part about taking the KLR off the lift. You don't have to put the ramp back on. Sure looks like a good day for the Apocalypse KLR. A pale blue horse rides on the Apocalypse. A KLR named Roach. Roach, of course, standing for Riders of the Apocalypse Krusty Harem. Still working on the acronym for Roach, okay? You can't rush art. But what you can do is say, this bike's pretty much done. I've changed the fluids before I let it go. I'm probably gonna change the coolant in it, but pretty much this bike's ready to go, man. I mean, it might look a little rough, but this thing is ready for the apocalypse, baby. It runs good, it rides good, it's got fresh rubber, everything's greased up. I think this thing's ready to rock and roll. It's got all the luggage. It's ready to hit the wasteland. Just you, a KLR named Roach, versus the entire world full of irradiated super mutants. I was gonna like fix up all this stuff and like the little, it's got this weird little pink clock, this pink watch head on the dash, but I don't want to because like all these little things that really gives this bike that sort of Mad Max vibe that I'm really digging. With this colorway, it definitely turns heads, which is not something a KLR normally does. And turning heads when there's a tornado warning and thunderstorms coming, you're definitely gonna turn heads going to the car wash anyway. And definitely going to turn heads taking this bike to the car wash, but it's covered in grease and I want to have a fresh start. So no, it's never going to be nice looking, but that's not what it's supposed to look like. I do, however, want to get all the grease off of it. What it could really use is a nice steam cleaning, but I don't have a steamer. fresh and clean. Well, I wouldn't say fresh and clean, but cleaner, fresher. Those are words. Like I said, this wasn't really about making the bike clean so much as it was just like knocking the layer of grease that had accumulated on it, both from whoever had it before me and tried to fix it, and from its stay in Brapstar Garage, which definitely got some nasty crap on it. I would not say that I'm the most cleanly mechanic in the world. The Diplomat and Shelby Daytona 1-800-Shelby, see those guys work, they're clean afterwards. They wipe down their lifts when they're done. I don't do that. So when I'm done working on a bike, it usually needs a bath. It's so much nicer to ride this thing around with without rubber on it that looks like it went through the apocalypse. This is an apocalypse motorcycle, to be sure. You just don't want the tires to look like they already went through it. Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. It is looking grim outside. Exactly the kind of weather the KLR was built for, baby. The grimmer, the better. This bike was built to do dirty work. Whoa, whoa. Take it easy. I still haven't decided what I want to do about this Magura clutch on here. It is not stock. They came with a cable clutch stock. It works. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's not like it doesn't work, but I'm always more of a leave it stock kind of guy, especially when it comes to stuff like that. I've just been burned by, aftermarket stuff like that too many times, but it seems to work fine. Just seems to me that if you're going to break something in the middle of nowhere, in the middle, like, Pig Knuckle, Idaho or something like that, you probably want a part that you can get at a Kawasaki dealership, not this Magura clutch. But that's just me. Now we can finally take this thing on the highway, because I mean, honestly, even though this thing feels like a dirt bike, the KLR is just a mile muncher, man. This thing was made to crush miles on the super slab, thumper and all. I just really didn't want to take it on the highway when the tires on this thing looked a lot like Methuselah's ball sack. I mean, these things should be able to turn like 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour all day long. I'm not a KLR guy, though, so you'll have to tell me in the comments. I mean, it's a thumper, so you're going to want some thicker gloves than these moto gloves. People will complain about thumpers and Harleys making their hands numb, and they will, like, if you really got them wrung out over extended periods of time. What you got to do is just wear, like, a thicker pair of gloves than these. These have leather palms, but they're still just moto gloves. My other pair of Odins, my heavy hitters, those negate the vibrations that go through the handlebars almost completely, unless I really got it revved out for hours at a time. Oh, man, it does 80 miles an hour just fine. I would say even the vibes are not even that bad. The vibes are not off, y'all. The vibes are good. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit of shake, but that's just because it's windy as hell out. There's a tornado warning right now and just thunderstorms all over Tampa. So this is not the best weather to be seeing like how stable you're going at 80 miles an hour on a bike that's this light. And it's still kind of weird to call the KLR light, but it's light. It's light, especially compared to like what people are doing on GS 1200s, the Harley Pan America, these big KTM. This KLR is a freaking featherweight compared to those motorcycles, but here we are cruising at 75. I feel totally fine. Like, I feel like the wind is a factor, but it's not like such a factor that I'm like, oh, it's dangerous to ride. It's just something that I have to be aware of. Like, there's wind. I'm on like a 400-pound motorcycle or however much it weighs. Like, I'm aware that it's windy. We are about to lose a side panel though, and I don't want to lose that. I did not check to see if those were bolted in. Shame on me. Yeah, the bike's done. More like done for me. Let's get this thing back home. I've proven the point. It'll do 80 miles an hour without hesitating, and it'll feel fine doing it. I've proved my point. Did I have a point? I'm really not sure, y'all. Oh, now that the thing has got some fresh rubber on it, it's running good, it feels good. I know everything's like, well, I mean, you never know everything's tip-top, but that's part of the adventure, isn't it? I just want to leave right now. When it comes to trying to prove a point, I never know what that point is, but sometimes I think maybe that point's 1,000 miles away, and maybe I need to travel that 1,000 miles in under 24 hours. That's how I always feel, and I'm feeling that way right now, big time, baby.
All right, guys, it's the hour of the wolf. The apocalypse is nigh. The 7 signs have come. We've seen the mark of the beast, and there's only a few days left to get your ticket to win Roach, the official motorcycle of the apocalypse. Because after the bombs drop, there's going to be 3 things left: cockroaches and Shade Tree Army, and sometimes there ain't much difference between the two, and KLR 650s. There'll be a link to buy tickets down below. As always, they are completely benefiting Forgotten Angels. 100% of that money goes to benefit young men who have aged out of the foster care system, to help break the cycle of foster care abuse and expand Forgotten Angels beyond this state of Florida and to a place near you. Donating to these people who have nothing, sacrificing something out of your own life so somebody else can get their first chance ever, that's enough of a reward by itself. But one of you guys is also winning a motorcycle, and if you buy a ticket to win this KLR 650, we're pulling that live with David Forgotten Angels on this Friday, this coming up Friday, so you gotta buy a ticket before then. If you buy that ticket, you're also entered to win either a house, so you could be my neighbor, the Apocalypse, here in Florida, or if you don't want to move to the Wang, $250,000. So yeah, you know what? Donating to charity is its own reward, but sometimes there's other rewards too. So make sure you jump on that. That bike's going out of here on Friday and it's going to have a new owner. Also, to commemorate a motorcycle named Roach, we have come out with a new Brapstar design. The Riders of the Apocalypse, the Riders of the Seven Signs. This is Nukem High Motorcycle Club. We are the future, and the future is looking scummy, baby. If you want to get in on this pre-order, you know I don't keep these things around for long. Why don't you go ahead and jump on Brapstar.com. That'll be up there for about a week. So if you want to grab one, grab it now. And if you didn't get your Honda shirt because USPS lost about, almost 50 packages of You Meet the Worst People on a Honda, we're not waiting for USPS to recover those packages. We are reprinting those shirts. And so while we reprint them, thank you all for being so patient, I've also put the You Meet the Worst People on a Honda shirt up for pre-order again too for anyone else who missed out on the last time. Both those designs are available on Brapstar.com. Grab one now if you want one, and of course before Friday, don't forget, get your chance to win the eponymous Roach itself. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.